Are your explanations coming across as excuses? This is something that I wish I'd realized much earlier on in my career and actually in my personal life. And the issue is that when you fail at something and you're called out for it, you usually want to explain to the person who's annoyed with you or disappointed with you why it happened, and often why it was beyond your control. Why wasn't the report on my desk? My computer broke down last night. But the problem with offering an explanation is that it very often sounds like an excuse to the person you're presenting it to. And quite frankly, that's the last thing that that person wants to hear at that point. And there are a number of approaches you can take instead that are a lot more constructive and actually a lot more helpful in putting you in a good light than offering that explanation. So the first thing you can do is assess whether or not you actually care about the real situation. So you can just say, "I'm sorry," and leave it at that. Or you can even be blunt and say, "It is what it is." The next thing you can do is a bit more constructive, which is actually acknowledge that this has caused the other person some problems. So you can say, "I'm sorry, I realize that this puts you in an awkward position." And then you can move on to the final step, which is to actually try and work with the person to resolve the situation. For example, what can we do together in order to fix this? And that way, you're also not making it all about you. Because again, when you have this situation where someone's unhappy with you letting them down, you going on and on about yourself is going to sound a bit egotistical, to be honest. It makes the other person feel like their grievance or complaint is not really being taken on board. So it's actually very simple stuff, and yet I think I spent the first 20 years of my career not really realizing this. And it's probably the one simple piece of advice I would give to me 25 years ago if I could send back only one short message, because I think it would have helped me in a lot of ways. Anyway, not a technical post today, more one about psychology and sociology, I suppose. Hope you found that useful. See you in the next video soon, and bye for now.